Hello, Compass Bible Church, Treasure Valley. I'm Jared Campbell, your Kids Ministry Director, and this is Family Bearings, where we take a look at what your kids have learned last week, as well as what they're going to learn this upcoming week. And so with that, last Sunday we focused on John 1 through 5, and we talked about how Jesus has always existed. And so talking to the kids about with Christmas, Jesus is born, and we're excited about that. We celebrate that. But that's not when Jesus was created. Jesus was there at the beginning. And so in our lesson, we talked about how even back in Genesis, we see John 1 talking about how everything that was created through Jesus. And so Jesus was there in Genesis, helping create, making everything that was made through him. We also take a look at some of the things that he tells others throughout his time on this earth, where he told others before Abraham was, I am. And they asked him, you're not even 30 years old. How are you able to say something like this? But he makes it very clear he has always been, that he is God. And that kind of feeds into this next week. We're going to be looking at John 1, 6 through 18. So continuing through. And the point of this is we have Christmas lessons that we're focusing on that help remind us of who Christ is. So as we're celebrating Christmas morning, it's not about the presents, it's not about the trees, the lights, those are beautiful, amazing things, but ultimately it's about Christ. And so who is Christ? And this is so crucial for these kids to understand who Christ is and how he relates ultimately to the gospel, right? What is the good news through Jesus Christ? And so Jesus, in John 1, 6 through 18, we're going to be looking at how he is God, how God came down. Jesus is God. He is a man, but he came down to this earth and he has a purpose and a mission, and that's what we're excited about, and that's what we're celebrating. And so this kind of feeds into also the Advent that we've been taking a look at. So hopefully you were able to grab one of our Advent devotionals, and what we've been doing each day is we're starting with prayer, we're doing the reading, and then we're doing some application questions and spending some time and reverence in worship. And so I know for my family and I, it's been an amazing time being able to throw those songs up, hold hands, and sing together in our living room, celebrating who Christ is and looking at how he was the perfect prophet, priest, and king. And it's so cool to be able to be teaching these kids and going through and seeing how much they are learning about who Jesus is, because it's so crucial. We've been looking at the authority of Christ, and now we're really looking at who Christ is and how he was the fulfillment of so many different things. With that, Adventure Club this week, we went through communion, and so we talked about the breaking of the bread, how it's Christ's body, the wine, and how that is Christ's blood, and also how that relates to the Passover. So taking a look at Exodus and how with the lamb and the breaking of the lamb's body, as well as the blood on the door, protected the people inside, talking about how communion is that remembrance of what Christ has done. So 1 Corinthians 11 is where we were taking a look at that. Do this in remembrance of me. Now, the next week, we do not have Adventure Club. In fact, we don't have Adventure Club for 3 weeks, which is nice because we have Christmas, we have New Year's. So hopefully you and your family can have a lot of fun spending time together. With that, the first night back for Adventure Club, we have a pin night. And so what I would ask for you as parents is spend some time going through the memory verses to make sure that they are ready when they come back. And so you have a lot of time with them over the next couple weeks, and I would just ask that you spend some time looking at some of the verses they're supposed to know and set them up for success. So when they come back in January 6th and January 8th, Tuesday, Thursday, that they are ready to go. And we're excited to see you all. And I hope you guys all have an amazing Christmas. I'll be seeing you around, and we'll see you soon.